think we should. He needs to get home because he's come back over from the States. He hasn't been to his flat since, and I know what's waiting for him there. A huge pile of letters from a desperate Stephen Merchant and the skeleton of that cat I gave him.
Oh, no way. It's got fat.
Will you please welcome the mighty Ricky Gervais? Very good. The film, you see? Ricky Gervais, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let's get this out of the way first. You don't live in America now, do you? You haven't moved to the States? Because I keep reading stuff in the papers where people intimate that.
No, I've got a place there, but I go there for the work, and I love, particularly New York, where we've got the place, but no, I live in England, I live in London. Now,
here's the thing, I'm quite proud of you, really, because most people, when they go out and they try and crack America, they start looking after themselves, you know what I mean? They start... They start working out. You know what I mean? They get a tan, and you haven't. You've, if anything, let yourself go even more. I genuinely respect that.
Well, I can now afford to eat in Gordon Ramsay's restaurants.
All right, OK. What would be your weakness? Because you obviously love your food, right? As do I. OK?
Yeah.
What would be...
You're a bit porky.
Yeah.
You hold it better than me, but, he holds it lovely. No, I've seen it twice. Let's not go into that. Honestly.
Gently.
That's how I knew I had a small one when I saw yours. Honestly, it's like a baby's arm hanging out.
You know what? I woke up the other day, it frightened even me.
I imagine
it was towering above me in the bed, like that, the sheets. I thought there was a ghost in the room.
Oh, dear. Mine's average.
We've got to take that out.
I'm 5'8".
It's a good size.
It's average.
I'm sure yours is great. Let's move on from this, because it's people...
We've got to take that out. Oh, yeah, like there's some quality control now on this show. They've seen the stuff you leave in. Jesus Christ, what was the crap like you take out, for fuck's sake? There's not even any water here. Can I have a drink of water?
Unfortunately, under the new BBC...
Oh, you've got some? Well, brilliant.
Yeah, I bought this myself. You have to buy your own now, the BBC.
Look at you.
That's a quid. You want that? It's £1 I want from you.
Yeah.
It's £1. OK, let's do an interview. Oh,
Oh, he's like Oscar Wilde, having gobs.
Now, I saw your first stand-up gig, Animals, I saw.
Yeah.
Great, I loved it. Then you did politics, then you did fame. Are you going to stick with one big topic, a kind of umbrella topic for each one? What would the next one be?
Absolutely. I'm going to stick with one big umbrella topic and ignore it. The next one's called science.
Ah, no, this is something you're actually genuinely interested in, isn't it?
Well, I'm interested in animals as well, but it's really an excuse to sort of go off on digressions and, you know, it's something to hang it on. I also like that sort of pomposity of the comedian, like, doing it like it's a study in something, and it's an excuse to go out there and chat.
But how do you do it? I'm curious, because I would love to try stand-up. I'd love to do stand-up.
I think it'd be good. I think it'd be good.
You say that, but when I try and write a joke, I get the opening bit. I say, that's a funny idea. Madonna's got divorced. And then I think, yeah...
Where's my writers?
You know, I don't... Well, yeah, I don't know how... I know how to start... I start the joke, and I know where the funny bit comes in. So how do you get that? Do you...
I don't tell jokes. I don't go out and tell gags. People would agree with me. Yeah. No, I do misdirection, so I tell stories and then do digressions.
Take it in the wrong direction.
Well, I think so, because I think it's when you go and see a stand-up, it can be the greatest stand-up, but if it's just constantly one-liners, you're looking at your watch after 20 minutes, and I think there has to be some character, at least some sort of format to it, just to keep them going.
Like on the X Factor, you need to go on a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it helps if all your family have been killed as well.
Do you still love those shows? You used to be addicted to those shows.
I do.
You used to love them, didn't you?
I do love them. I mean, they were good to me. I mean, The Office came out of all those docu-soaps and... Yeah.
But the talent shows, I know you used to go down to when it was called Pop Idol and, you know...
Yeah.
Would you go down the X Factor now? Because you like seeing those kids do well, don't you?
I mean, I mean, there was a certain amount of kitsch value, but, yeah, I get caught up in it. And, of course, I do get... When it's a genuine sort of, you know, human interest story, I cry. I hate myself for it, but you do get caught up in it. And then you sort of, like, forget them immediately when the show's over. But
after a while, the story you cry that becomes quite annoying. You go, there he is, going on about his dead mother again.
I know.
You know, it's awful, I know, but you kind of feel like and even though they're not, that's the way the companies are.
Yeah, I mean, it's exploitation, but it's very well done.
OK. You were a late starter, weren't you, really? I mean, because there were years when you must have known that you could do what you're doing. You then started performing.
Well,
now, why
yeah.
did you not before? What was holding you back?
Well, I wasn't trying. I had a normal job. I worked in an office, and then I helped out this local radio station called XFM.
Yeah.
And they sort of gave me a job, and that's where I met Steve Merchant.
You must have, because I know people who are funny, they see other comedians, they think, you know, I could do that, or they're funny with their mates in the pub, they're funny with that, and you must have been like that.
I always thought that. I did think that I was funny, and I suppose I thought maybe one day, but you just dismiss it because you think...
And why was that? You just didn't have the courage, or you didn't think it would actually work?
Yeah, I thought it would never happen. I thought things like that don't happen to...
So how relieved you must be now that it did?
Well, but I wasn't trying, and even and all the way along, when I did the 11 o'clock show and then Ricky Gervais, and even after The Office, I walked down the street and people would look at me, and I wouldn't know why they were looking at me, and I sort of forget, and I just...
You forgot you looked weird?
Yeah, I forgot I looked weird. This is what Steve Merchant said about becoming famous. He said people would always used to point and laugh.
Oh, no, that's heartbreaking, isn't it?
I know, yeah. At least he knows why they're doing it now. But no, I suppose growing up, I was, you know, I used to hang around with funny people.
So were you funny as a kid?
Yeah, I was always mucking around.
As a little boy?
As a little boy, yeah, and funny as a little girl
so
as well.
Very funny little girl, yeah. So what, you would be the one in the family who made jokes, you would make your parents laugh?
No, everyone was funny in my family. Particularly, like, they all had a laugh. The most important thing growing up, outside sort of like paying your way and looking after your folks, was having a laugh.
Traditional values. You grew up with those traditional values.
And the point was to have a laugh, and it was like wind-ups and getting a... I mean, you know, it was like a bear garden in my house. All my brothers and sisters and their partners, my mum and dad, everyone would be having a go at each other. And it was that sort of thing. My brother is sort of like me, but 10 times worse. I edit what I say. He doesn't. Honestly, he's a painter and decorator, and he was driving his men to a job, right? He was painting the weapons research establishment in Aldermaston, and he stopped at the gate, and there's wind-ups, the radio's on, he's making his, you know, blokes laugh, and this policeman comes out with a mirror on the end of a stick, and he looks under the van like that, and as he's doing it, his helmet falls off, and 20 cigarettes fell out, and the copper looked at Bob and sort of went, I bet you've always wondered what we kept under our helmets, and Bob went, I knew it wasn't fucking brains. Why would he say that? It's because he was in the mode, and he just thinks that... And the copper went, I'm going to strip search this car on the way out. And Bob went in, and he finished his shift, and he just waited for this copper to go off shift. He wouldn't come out. At my mum's funeral, right, me and Bob... We were arranging the stuff, and Bob went and sort of spoke to the vicar, and I went to the funeral parlour and had to arrange the flowers and stuff. That was a tough gig. I went there, and you know, my parents had a great innings, and we were always cheerful about it, and we was, you know, obviously sad, but this woman comes up to me about the wreaths, and she's sort of dressed out a little. Of course, you know, it's a funeral parlour. And I'm making jokes. Oh, she's not falling for it. Tough crowd. And she said, so what wreaths were you thinking of? I went, what are they? She went, well, she was a mum. I went, yeah, so we do mum. I went, yeah. She went, and she was a nan. I went, yeah, so we do nan. And she said, what was her name? I went, Eva. She went, OK. I said, is it cheaper because her name's short? She went, well, we charge by the letter. And I went, we all called her E. not a flicker. Not a flicker. That just looked at me like I went, Eva's fine. Meanwhile, my brother's talking to the vicar, and the vicar said, so tell me something about your mother. What was her interest? And my brother went, she was a keen racist. And the vicar went, well, I can't say that. And Bob went, no? He went, no. He went, OK, put gardening.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic.